We are live from White House Field. As always, Perri, Kitei alongside Luke West Poley as the YD Red Sox are on the road to take on the Harwich Mariners, a team that has sat in second place behind the Red Sox in the East Division for quite some time now. They were battling back and forth for a while, but YD has that first place in hand at the moment, ahead by 4 points in the standings, but this game could mean big things if Harwich could come away with a win today. Yesterday, however, YD broke a losing streak of their own, had a really solid victory at home, Luke. They were batting up and down the lineup, a good performance from the bullpen. Yesterday, they were really clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, it was a really good performance on both sides, like you said, and you mentioned it in our post-game yesterday. There were some guys that during that losing streak were starting to slump a little bit for the Red Sox that really delivered. Most notably, Hunter Hines had a really strong day at the plate for the Red Sox with a couple of hits. Also, Xander Darby was excellent with the home run. He was 2 for 3. And the pitching got it done, as they generally do for this YD team. It was good complimentary baseball from the Red Sox yesterday, and a much-needed win to get back to their winning ways and keep a couple games between them and second place in the East Division.
Starting on the mound today for YD, it's Cal Steven. Steven is making his 6th start for the Red Sox. He has been here since the very beginning, comes into today with a 2.57 ERA, 21 innings pitched. That's up there with the most on the team. Only Smith Pinson, with 26 innings pitched, has done more than Cal Steven. He's done a really good job of things in those innings. As we're starting off, things have quieted down significantly. This game was originally supposed to start at 6 p.m., but thanks to technical difficulties at White House Field with the lights, has been moved up to 4:45, sometime that YD is very used to playing at. That's the start time for all their home games, as Austin steps into the box and awaits the first pitch from Dylan Delvecchio. It's on the way and taken down the heart of the plate for ball 1. Missed a little bit inside. We're sitting just to the right of the plate if you're facing the field, as Delvecchio kicks and deals. That one, however, finds the zone, and the count evens up 1-1. This is Austin's first time back in that leadoff spot since he suffered an ankle injury about a week ago. The 1-1 from Delvecchio.
Yeah, good to see Austin back in the starting lineup. Got that pinch hit opportunity yesterday, but back in the one hole in his rightful spot.
Delvecchio delivers. Ball 3, high and away. Austin has been really good at getting on base for the Red Sox this season. He's batting .304, one of 2 Red Sox above that 300 mark. The 3-1 ripped into right field, and R.J. Austin has a base hit in his first plate appearance back from injury, back like he never left.
Another strong at bat from R.J. Austin. We've gotten so accustomed to those prior to the injury. Push hitting, going to the opposite field, and just spraying infield gaps for base hits.
That one just on a line through the gap between first and second. Really nice contact, got ahead in the count. Able to wait on it. Delvecchio put it over the plate, and Austin delivered. He has a lead now for Theo Hardy, the most recent addition to the YD roster, as he takes ball 1 above the zone. Delvecchio, a lefty. Plays at Tarleton State. The 1-0 on the way, popped up but foul, and into the woods behind us as the count evens up at 1. Delvecchio was a top draft prospect coming into 2023, yet was not drafted after a bit of an off year over at Tarleton State. Had a 6.97 ERA in 15 appearances. He did go 60 innings, however, which is higher than most. Count still 1-1. There was a pickoff over to first, but Austin back safely. Delvecchio now set the 1-1. Hardy shows bunt. And it's back in the glove of Delvecchio. Arendt shows a little bit of a turn over to first base. No pump fake, but wants Austin to know he's not afraid to throw. Counts 2-1. Another move over towards first. Austin scampering back safely. Theo Hardy plays at San Jose State, batted .329 this spring. 71 hits overall. Delvecchio checks the runner, kicks, deals, and it's hammered foul. Again into the woods behind our heads. Count evens up 2-2. The 2-2 is a pickoff move over towards Austin once again. Delvecchio really keeping him back there. Harwich knows how aggressive YD can be on the base paths. The 2-2 on the ground towards short, might be two. Culpepper has it, and the throw to first is in time. Theo Hardy grounds into a double play. It's a 6-4-3, and the Red Sox all of a sudden have the bases empty, 2 gone.
Keep the runner close like that, and you can stay away from the hit and run. That ball was tailor-made for the double play. Good contact there from Theo Hardy, just right at Kalen Culpepper at short.
Culpepper is moved over significantly towards the bag. He was in perfect position for Hardy. First pitch on the way to Hines, drops below the knees inside for ball 1. As you said, Luke, Hines had a really good day yesterday. 2 singles, finding ways to get on base that we don't normally see out of him, just thanks to how much power he has in the bat. The 1-0 over the heart of the plate, and it's 1-1. We thought maybe he might get one out of the park. Instead, it was caught in center. It was a sacrifice fly that scored a run just before the fence. So the 1-1 is bumped foul for strike 2.
Yeah, got back in the RBI category too yesterday. Had a pair of runs driven in. Got some good contact that didn't necessarily go for hits, but then also he had a rollover single yesterday too. So unorthodox, but Hines will take it.
Delvecchio delivers, popped up foul and out of play. Looked like it might stay in foul territory, but traveled as it normally does off the bat of Hunter Hines, far away. Count stays the same. Hines set, wiggling the bat in the box. YD in the Reds, another 1-2, swung on and missed. Drop third strike. Arndt puts on the tag, and that's the first. We head to the bottom of the first as Seaver King leads off. First time YD is seeing him after his return from USA national team. We'll be back for that on the Cape League Broadcast Network. Bottom of the first at White House Field, still scoreless after a leadoff hit from R.J. Austin was erased by a double play and a strikeout following that. Seaver King leads off for Harwich. King out of Wingate, but transferring to Wake Forest after a phenomenal season at the Division II level. Played phenomenally here as well before his invite to Team USA training camp. He made the team and has since returned the first pitch on the way, just inside, and that's ball one. Steven covers the face, now kicks and delivers. A nice breaking ball with some vertical movement over the plate for strike one. King has yet to swing, standing in the righty box, toes on the paint at the front of the box. Red helmet. Steven delivers the 1-1. He swings late for strike two. Nothing but air. Regularly spaced YD infield. Wearing the white hats, red jerseys, white pants with the red pinstripe. The 1-2 hit well towards left field. Austin, however, is right there and makes the grab to retire the runner for out number one.
It was good contact. Might have broken his bat there. That ball didn't get out as deep in the outfield as it looked like it should have with that launch angle. King has been really, really good on Cape this season, but that was pretty routine for R.J. Austin, and good to ease him back into left field, his first time playing out in the field since the injury.
Brings up Ethan Anderson out of UVA. First pitch to him is swung on and missed. He goes down 0-1. Anderson batted .375 for UVA. He was a third-team All-ACC selection. Steven fires at the shoulders for ball one. Around the infield today for YD, Gleed at first, Ryan Jackson at second, Theo Hardy at short, and Vieira at third base. Manny Garza behind the plate as the 1-1 is crushed towards center field, but high enough that Kling calls off Austin and gets underneath it for out number two. Solid contact to the outfield from the first two batters, but easily caught by the YD outfielders, and that's two gone. Speaking of the YD outfielders, it's Cook in right, Kling in center, and Austin in left field. Back for the first time. That's where he'll be starting in the All-Star game on Saturday. First pitch to Caitlin Culpepper runs inside, and it's 1-0. Two outs, bottom of the first, still scoreless. Steven fires just off the plate, and it's 2-0. Culpepper has hit well against YD, 2 for 5 overall against YD pitching as the 2-0 comes in, and it's on the ground, but foul up the third base line. 2 balls and a strike. For the shortstop out of Kansas State. Wiggling the walnut bat in the righty box. Steven, a righty himself, into the wind. The 2-1 can't break into the zone. It's 3-1.
Whitey's been having some, I believe, pitch comm issues over these last couple of pitches. Looks like everything's sorted out, though.
In the first, YD goes 1-2-3, and we head to the top of the second. You're listening to YD Baseball on the Cape League Broadcast Network.
Leading off the top of the second for YD, the third baseman from Seton Hall.
YD back at the plate. Max Vieira leads off in the 4th spot. Both teams went 1, 2, 3 and faced the minimum. Vieira today playing at third base. He played at third base a good amount during the regular season for Seton Hall. First pitch on the way, drops low for ball 1. However, he's been primarily at the shortstop position, and a couple times in the last week we've seen him in the outfield even. Delvecchio into the wind. The 1-0 is hammered on the ground right to Daniel Rivera, the second baseman. The toss to Ethan Anderson is in time. Really hard hit ball, but nowhere near a gap.
A lot of stuff on the ground right now for YD. Everything, actually, that they've put in play. Still looking to elevate a little bit off of Delvecchio, who's kept the ball mostly low in the zone.
Dub Gleed steps into the righty box for his first time around. First pitch on the way is at the shoulders for ball 1. Harwich today in the cream home uniforms with the high socks, navy blue, red stripes, red hats. The 1-0 hit well towards center field, but Devin Obie camped underneath it for out number 2.
The center fielder from
brings
LSU,
up Paxton Kling
14,
out of LSU. Just finished up his
Kling.
freshman year in Baton Rouge, won a national championship, and then made his way over to Cape Cod to join the YD roster. First pitch to him runs inside for ball 1. Kling has hit well through his first couple of games. Ball 2 drops low. He's ahead 2-0 with 2 gone. So far, Delvecchio has continued to face the minimum, shrugs his shoulders, kicks, and deals. Ball 3 in the lefty box. Kling taps the plate, now reset. Delvecchio delivers. Low, ball 4, a 4-pitch walk, and Paxton Kling is on base for the first time today. So Ryan Jackson will get a chance here in the second.
The second
Bottom of the order yesterday
USC,
for YD was a good
6,
rally starter.
Ryan
See if they
Jackson.
can do that again here with 7-man up in the order.
Jackson out of USC has been an instantly impactful player as he watches ball 1 run inside near the dirt. Four hits and 17 at-bats, but it feels like they've come in big moments. Counts 1-0, 2 gone. He shows bunt and pulls back on ball 2. Kling with a small lead at first. We've seen the wheels on him. He easily can reach third on anything to the outfield, maybe even come home. Yesterday, Coach Pickler had to put up a stop sign on him, motoring around third base. The 2-0 comes in low. Once again, 7 balls in a row now from Delvecchio. Kling has a conversation with Cam Trudel, YD first base coach. Coach Pickler standing still with his hands on his hips. Delvecchio fires the 3-0 in the dirt. Ball 4, 2 4-pitch walks in a row bring Casey Cook to the plate. The lefty out of UNC.
Right fielder from North Carolina, number 16, Casey Cook.
Sporting the powder blue and white cleats as he watches and fouls away the first pitch. I'm almost surprised to see him swing just because Delvecchio has thrown 8 balls in a row. I would think that Cook wouldn't go after the first one, but he does. Bumped foul up the first baseline, counts 0-1 with 2 gone, 2 runners aboard. Delvecchio checks his lead. Kling on second, kicks, delivers. This one is inside for ball 1.
Might have thought coming into that at-bat he was going to see a good pitch with Delvecchio really trying to lock in to get a first pitch strike and getting ahead in the count.
Cook with the bat all the way back watches ball 2 come across the plate in the lefty box. Batting just 148 through this point in the season, 23 games played. 9 hits, 4 of them have been doubles. The 2-1 bumped foul off his foot. Gonna take a second to walk it off. I almost thought that wasn't a foul ball because it traveled pretty far into the infield. It was just hit so hard off his foot. Had enough momentum to get all the way back out to the mound. That makes the count 2-2. 2 outs, 2 runners on. And Cook is back, reset. The deep breath, the delivery, outside, ball 3. Full count for Casey Cook. Another ball will load the bases. Delvecchio, the payoff. Swung on, bumped foul towards the YD dugout. Diving out of the way. And we'll do it again. Delvecchio has a cream-colored glove matching his uniforms. Set, the lefty fires, swung on and missed. Casey Cook strikes out. That retires the side. Still scoreless through 1.5. We head to the bottom of the second on the Cape League Broadcast Network. Mason Guerra leads off in the cleanup spot for the Mariners. Bottom of the second, still scoreless. Cal Steven back on the mound. Manny Garza behind the plate. And the tall righty steps into the box before our home plate umpire is even set behind the plate. Guerra
leading off the bottom of the second for Harwich,
plays at Oregon State.
Number 33, Mason Guerra.
He was an all Pac-12 honorable mention in 2023. Steven fires, first pitch high, ball 1. Out of high school, he was the #1 prospect in the state of Oregon. He's actually from Beaverton. Stayed in his home state to represent the Beavers. The 1-0 drops in the dirt. Guerra, a more recent addition. YD saw him the last time around. 2-0 way above his head. 3 balls immediately to the leadoff as Garza had to reach up to snag that. Steven fires the 3-0 right down the middle for strike one. Shows he has that control today, not going to give up a 4-pitch walk that easy to the leadoff. The 3-1 popped up into foul territory, might be a play. Gleed calls everyone off and makes the grab. Garza and Steven were in the area as well. And the first is retired.
Steven, pretty strikeout heavy. Coming
24,
into this game, a strikeout per inning, but so far it's been a lot of contact that's found gloves for him. He's missing barrels, which is good. He's getting outs, but normally a very heavy strikeout guy.
First pitch on the way to Devin Obie. Right over the zone for strike one. The fastball from Steven sneaking by these Harwich batters. Obie out of Duke has seen YD a lot as the 0-1 on the ground towards second off the bounce. Jackson over to Gleed, out number 2.
The catcher from UNC Wilmington, number 11, Brian Arndt.
Brian Arndt, the catcher, number 6 in the Harwich lineup. Steven has faced the minimum so far. Arndt out of UNC Wilmington. It's his second season on the Mariners roster. The first pitch bounces in the dirt for ball 1. He plays alongside his brother Jason at UNCW. It's a family affair. A North Carolina native. The 1-0 curves way over the shoulders of Arndt for ball 2. Steven covering his face with the glove, now at the belt, still squared to the plate. Now sideways into the motion. The 2-0 hammered out towards center field. Going back, Paxton Kling at the wall, makes the grab. 3 outs. That one was a loud one. And Steven has faced the minimum through 2. We go to the top of the 3rd at White House Field on the Cape League Broadcast Network.
Baseball League All-Star Game is coming to White House Field here in Harwich this Saturday, July 22nd. Gates will open at 1:30 p.m. with the Home Run Derby at 4 and first pitch scheduled for 6 p.m. Tickets are $10 each and are now available online at capecodbaseball.org or at our merchandise booth. And there will also be tickets available at the gate on July 22nd. Buy your tickets today and come watch the top players from across the league, all here at White House Field on July 22nd. And speaking of top players on the field, please join me in congratulating our Cape Cod League Baseball All-Stars from the Harwich Mariners: Mason Guerra, Devin Obie, Ali Camarillo, Brian Arndt, Tom Chmielewski, Aiden Moza, and All-Star alternate Sean Hard.
There are alternates? Do we have any? Top of the 3rd, Manny Garza leads off for the Red Sox.
The catcher from
The
Rice,
catcher making his
26,
second
Manny
appearance
Garza.
in a game is today. Yesterday, he started off, did 4 innings behind the plate before Coach Pickler replaced him with Ryan Stafford. He likes to do that with his new catchers, allow them to settle in a little bit. First pitch from Del Vecchio falls inside. He's been moving in on these righty batters a lot today to start things off, and Garza holds off. The 1-0 hammered out towards center, going towards the gap, and it drops. That'll be extra bases. Garza hustling around first on his way to second, and he's there with plenty of time to spare. A leadoff stand-up double for Manny Garza.
And it's felt like it's been a while since we've seen one of those from a widey bat, a
Left
ball
fielder
that splits the
Vanderbilt,
gap that
number 9,
cleanly.
R.J. Austin.
Just crushed by Manny Garza, and good for him as he collects now his second hit as a member of the Red Sox.
That flips the order for the Red Sox. Austin back up. He led off the game with a hit, and the first pitch drops inside again. Identical pitch almost to the first ball against Garza. It's 1-0, nobody gone. Garza on second. Scoreless through 2. Delvecchio takes a breath out of the stretch. The 1-0 lined into left field. Second hit for Austin. Garza rounds first. He's heading to home. Austin takes a curve around first, holds up. And what a hit for R.J. Austin. Similar to his first, but opposite field. He pulled this one. The first one went opposite. Really nice contact off the bat. He's 2 for 2 today, doing his job nicely in the leadoff spot.
The shortstop from San
Collects
Jose
another
State,
RBI
number
and
11, Theo Hardy.
just continues to hit the ball really hard. See if the widey bats can turn this into something more than just one run.
Theo Hardy 0 for 1 with a ground out. First pitch runs inside once again, and it's 1-0. Still nobody gone. 2 hits to start things off. YD has 3, Mariners none. Pick off to first from Delvecchio. Austin scampering back, sporting that yellow arm sleeve representing the Vanderbilt Commodores. Hardy taps the bag, wiggling his black bat. And another kick and pick off towards first. No tags have been applied from Anderson. It's more just keeping Austin in check. He retakes his lead, shuffling the feet. The arms are swinging. And the 1-0 is laid down, a bunt up the third baseline. Hardy almost beat it out, but the throw from Delvecchio was just in time. It was a close one. Difference being half a step, but the stretch from Ethan Anderson was the difference. But Hardy does his job to sack bunt. He's laid down 3 of these in these first couple games.
Hitter from Mississippi State, number 44.
Advancing
Hunter
Austin
Hines.
to second and bringing up Hunter Hines. Hines went down swinging his first time at the plate. The first pitch on the ground towards second. Rivera fumbles it for a second, picks it up in time to get the out at first, advancing Austin to third. And Max Vieira is up, trying to avoid stranding Austin on third base. Hines has had a lot of contact on the ground yesterday.
Third
One of his
baseman
hits
from
was
Seton
hit so
Hall,
hard
number
into the ground,
29,
it bounced
Max
over the infield.
Vieira.
And that's how he reached base. That one hit so hard, Rivera took a second to collect it, but got up in time. First pitch to Vieira, flared foul. Counts 0-1 with 2 outs. YD leads 1-0 at White House Field. Austin a big lead over at first. Pickler behind him. The 0-1 at the shoulders, and it's 1-1. Max Vieira, I believe, was absolutely robbed of being an all-star this season. He has been one of YD's most consistent players in the field and at the plate as the 1-1 drops away from the zone. It's 2-1.
He's been one of the best contact hitters, and defensively he's been strong as well. He's shown his ability to play a lot of different positions that we talked about earlier.
The 2-1 away from the zone, popping up. Aren't snags it before it gets to the backstop. 3 balls and a strike to the righty out of Seton Hall, the first team All Big East selection. The classic light tan wood bat. Ball 4. At the letters, Vieira tosses the bat. Runners on the corners for Dub Glede.
Vieira, pretty prolific base stealer as well. Wouldn't be surprised to see a little bit of action from him over at first at some point. Are going to get a mound visit here from Harwich. Bullpen is not active right now.
During the game for your chance to take home half the total money collected or one of our great prizes from our local business partners. Tickets are 1 for $1, 5 for $3, and arms length for $10.
YD has done a lot of damage on 2 outs this season. They don't go down quietly. Glede has come up big in a couple of moments. He's responsible for one of YD's 3 walk-offs this season. It was a walk-off sac fly. We've seen the power. He's hit a home run. As the mound visit concludes, it was a lengthy one. Arendt heading back behind the plate. Glede steps into the righty box, the black accessories and the navy helmet. And he sets to face the first pitch. Runners on the corners. Delvecchio kicks and deals. First pitch fastball in the top of the zone for strike 1. Glede resets. Austin bluffs at third. Glede hits it out towards center field. And it had a chance to drop in front of Devin Obi, but he snags it on the run. Out number 3. YD leaves 2 on base, but they score 1 thanks to that double from Manny Garza. And the single from RJ Austin, an RBI for him already in his first game back from injury. YD takes the lead, and we go to the bottom of the 3rd at White House Field.
For the Mariners, the designated hitter.
Bottom
of
the 3rd.
Number 27.
As Kennedy Jones leads off the bottom of the 3rd as the Mariners now face a deficit for the first time today. YD leads 1-0. 2 hits scored 1 in the top of the 3rd. Steven has faced the minimum to this point. Delivers a first pitch to Jones. Flare towards right field, sprinting over. Drops in fair territory. And the no-hit bid is broken as Kennedy Jones has the first hit of the day for the Mariners.
Left fielder from Arizona State, number 34, Kevin Karstetter.
First time YD is seeing Kevin Karstetter, the left fielder, today for the Mariners. Karstetter, a JUCO product, but has recently committed to Arizona State. He'll attend next year. First pitch to him, bounces in the dirt, a nice block from Garza. Counts 1-0, nobody gone, Jones on first. Karstetter batted .415 at State College of Florida, junior college. The 1-0 popped up foul behind our heads into the woods. It's 1-1. Carstetter initially went to junior college because he wanted to keep his draft options open. Pickoff towards first, Jones diving back safely. But now after a year at junior college, he is moving up to the NCAA. So he'll be draft eligible again, not this upcoming season, but the season after. The 1-1 hammered out towards left field. Looks like it'll stay fair. And it does. Drops right at the fence in fair territory. Jones sprinting around. The relay coming not in time. The throw from Austin is cut off by Hardy. Bounced away from his glove. There was no chance to even attempt the throw towards home. A double from Carstetter scores one, and this game is tied.
That was a deceptive ball out there in left field. Off the bat, it looked like it was going to go foul, and then it hung up there for a little bit and looked like it was going to stay fair, and it did. It almost lost all of its side spin and just dropped at the wall. Looked like there was some confusion from R.J. Austin and left when he was trying to field that.
That ball could not have been closer to the absolute corner of this field. It was right next to the line, right next to the fence, perfectly placed. First pitch towards Daniel Rivera. He shows bunt, comes in towards the face, and he pulls away for ball one.
It's a good pitch from Steven. If you see the bunt come out early, throw it up and in and try to get the bunt to get popped up by Rivera.
Carstetter on second. It's 1-1 at White House Field. Still nobody gone in the bottom of the third. Steven checks the runner a couple of times. Now fires, and it's popped up into foul territory. No play on it. And the count evens up at 1-1. Steven taking signs from Hardy, his shortstop. The YD outfield is backed up almost to full depth. Infield mostly at their regular positions, with Hardy shifted over guarding Carstetter, standing right behind him. Vieira slightly away from the line to protect the 5-6 hole. The 1-1. A nice breaking ball over the plate. The off-speed fooled Rivera. Strike two. Steven, the Purdue Boilermaker, nods. Set at the belt, pacing back and forth. Now into the wind. Turns around, pickoff move towards second to reset himself and reset the clock. Counts 1-2 to Daniel Rivera. Nobody gone. One run has already scored. Kevin Carstetter over on second. Pitch on the way, swung on and missed, strike three. First strikeout of the day from Cal Steven. We've been waiting for it, and it finally has come for out number one in the third inning.
Number 25, Seabird King.
See if this opens up the floodgates now the second time through for Cal Steven, if he can start to rack up those strikeout numbers. Finally got that swing and miss he was looking for.
Flips the lineup for Harwich. Seaver King in the righty box. Again, toes on that paint as far forward as he could possibly be. Carstetter bouncing around at second. Pickoff move, a rainbow from Steven. Jackson now the one guarding the runner as Hardy shifted slightly back towards his normal spot over at short. King swings the bat below his knees. Now winds it above his head and is set. The first pitch lined foul up the third baseline. That ball was cranked. Third base umpire ducking out of the way. That's strike one. Not much wind today. It's a very hot, sunny day.
Humid, too.
There is just no shade anywhere on this field, no relief from the sun. especially with the earlier game. The sun will be here all day. The 0-1 to King, popped up and out of play. He's down 0-2. Swinging it below his knees as much as he can. Steven, deep breath, shrug of the shoulders. The 0-2, flown high into foul territory, might be a play. Gleed is there, and he makes the grab, shields his eyes from the sun. Karstetter held up at second, and 2 are gone in the bottom of the 3rd.
First baseman from Virginia, number 23, Ethan Anderson.
Ethan Anderson flew out his first time at the plate. As Cal Steven tosses the rosin bag around, trying to get some grip on his hands. Steps back onto the mound as Anderson, with the red wooden bat, awaits the first pitch. It's on the way, pushed foul, strike 1. Oh, and 1 with 2 gone. Harwich has already tied it up. They have a runner in scoring position in the form of Kevin Karstetter on second. It's 0-1 to Ethan Anderson, the first baseman. The Virginia Cavalier. Steven deals, swung on and missed. Tipped into Garza's glove, strike 2. Steven working noticeably slower than some of the other pitchers we've seen as of late. YD has been facing some pitchers who move incredibly fast, but Steven takes his time up there. The 0-2 just pushed foul. It was at the top of the zone. Nice strikeout pitch from Steven, theoretically.
Yeah, it was a good pitch, but it's a good defensive swing from Anderson. He's been fouling off a lot of stuff. See if Steven can just get one by him here. He's still ahead. He's got some freedom if he wants to bury something potentially.
Another 0-2, drops into the zone at the end. Anderson watches it go by. A called strike, 3, 2 strikeouts in the inning for Cal Steven, and that retires the side. We go to the top of the 4th. It's all tied up 1-1 at White House Field between the Red Sox and the Mariners.
Top of the fourth inning here from White House Field. Luke West Poley with Perri Kitei. As always, 1-1 our score between the Red Sox and the Harwich Mariners.
Leading off the top of the fourth for YD.
Middle to
Center
bottom
fielder
part of the
from
order
LSU,
coming up
number
for the Red
14,
Sox here in the
Paxton
fourth.
Kling.
Paxton Kling walked in his lone plate appearance. Dylan Delvecchio back out onto the bump for Mariners, and he deals the first pitch. Lifted in the air, right center field. Coming in from center field, Obi loses the hat now, backpedaling. He makes the catch and right center for out number 1. Delvecchio has drawn some stuff into the outfield that his gloves have been there for.
Second baseman.
One
from
gone
USC, number 6,
for Ryan Jackson. Bases are empty in the top of the fourth. USC Trojan also walked his first time at the dish. It's been a little bit shaky from Delvecchio, but he's held things together enough to have this game tied at 1-3. First pitch on the way. Lifted right side, foul ground, should be playable for Anderson, who makes his way over towards the sidewall, and he did not make the play. And so the count will move to 0-1 to Jackson. Jackson got the day off yesterday. Last appearance came against Kitei. He was 1 for 3. 0-1, the pitch. Beaten into the ground over towards short. Culpepper coming around it. Long throw to first, and it's in plenty of time to Anderson for out number 2. Quickly 2 gone in the top of the fourth. Base is still empty for Casey Cook in a 1-1 game. Cook struck out
Right
swinging
fielder
to retire the top of the
16,
second.
Casey Cook.
148 hitter out of UNC. Lefty on lefty. Cook had a nice day at the plate yesterday. He was 1 for 2. Pitch comes in, and he lines it out him there, but it bounces just in front, and the Red Sox will continue the trend of having at least one base runner in every inning. They refuse to go down in order. It'll bring up Manny Garza, who split the right center gap his last time up.
26, Manny Garza.
A 2-bagger for the catcher from Rice, his first extra base hit of the season and just his second game. Garza has reached base in every at-bat so far this summer. First pitch to the righty. Comes down and in near the feet for ball 1. Delvecchio now through 3 2/3. He's thrown 43 pitches. Lifting up the front foot, he's got it set. A look over at first, a small lead. He lifts the knee and throws. Bounces on home, blocked by Arndt, and it's 2-0. So Garza ahead in the count. A breath and a throw over to first from Delvecchio. He's got a very noticeable pick. 2-0 pitch. Breaks into the top of the zone for strike 1.
Garza had just 12 doubles the entirety of the 2023 season. Had a nice season for the Rice Owls, batted .282. He led the team in hits during conference play. He's been noticeably
2-1 high at the shoulders.
stronger in conference play at Rice the last 2 seasons than non-conference play.
Rice is moving up next year. They are making their way to the American after spending some time in Conference USA as Delvecchio throws over to first. Baseball-wise, competition, I'd say, is about comparable. Conference USA and the American. A general upgrade, though. It's 3-1. Comes in on him for ball 4. Garza tosses the bat aside, and the train moves along for YD. They've got first and second 2 outs after the bottom 2 men in the order reach. RJ Austin trying to stay hot. He's on a 2-for-2 day. Pair of singles for him. He's already driven in 1 run. Chance to do some more damage here and untie this game. Currently knotted at 1 apiece. Lefty on righty from the stretch. Delvecchio deals, and it's pushed up the first base side. It's off the glove of Anderson and into right field. A turnaround first, or third rather, from Cook, but he decides not to come home. The throw came back from Anderson to Delvecchio. We thought maybe he was covering the bag. He was not. And Delvecchio caught that ball about 10 feet away from first base. Everybody's safe on the play.
Number 11,
and everyone moves up. We'll wait for the scores decision on that one for RJ Austin. Could be an E3, could also be scored as a base hit. We'll have to see. The batter will be Theo Hardy. The bases are juiced with 2 outs. First pitch. Chopper over to third. Long charge in from Seaver King. He sets his feet high. Thrown. It's over the head of Anderson and onto the right side. 1 run scores. Here comes the second. Austin to third. And pulling into second safely. Hardy is in there. And the Red Sox take a 2-run lead on 1 swing. A rollover makes it 3-1 YD.
Well, that one's definitely an error. Austin's was added as a hit, so that's 1 error in the column for the Mariners.
The designated hitter
Seaver
from
King
Mississippi
just
State,
overthrew
number
Anderson by a
44,
mile, and Anderson
Hunter
is a tall
Hines.
guy, but that one was nowhere close. YD scores 2.
And still 2 in scoring position for Hunter Hines. First pitch to the lefty, and he lines it up the middle. That's a base hit. Austin scores, motoring around third. Hardy's going to try to score. The throw comes in, and it's cut off. Hardy scores, and the Red Sox add on another pair. It's 5-1. Credit Hunter Hines, the RBI machine, for 2 more. 33 and 34 on the season for Hunter. And the Red Sox have taken control here in the 4th.
Third baseman from Seton
Talk about
Hall,
doing
number
damage on
29,
two outs.
Max
YD went
Vieira.
down 1-2 to start the inning. Since then, have tacked on 4 runs on 3 hits and an error. Nice work from YD, stringing them together.
First pitch on the way to Max Vieira. He checks his swing on a breaking ball. They will appeal to first, and Jeff Kinney says no swing. So 1-0 to Vieira. Runner on first, 2 outs. 5-1, the newfound lead for the Red Sox. 6 hits through 3 2/3. The 1-0 pitch, way outside. Arndt comes fully out of the stance to keep it from going to the backstop, and it's 2-0. Vieira has walked. He's also grounded out to second base. Red Sox making their way through the middle part of the order for the 3rd time. Bullpen has gotten active for the Mariners. The 2-0 pitch. Lifted out towards shallow right field. Guerra slowly making his way over to it. He's camped, and he makes the catch to retire the side. But the Red Sox put their stamp on the top of the 4th. YD strikes for 4, and they lead it 5-1, headed to the home half of the inning. Harwich will have the middle part of their order coming up as they look to respond. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape League Broadcast Network.
Leading off the
5-1
bottom
Red
of the
Sox,
fourth,
bottom of the
Mariners,
4th
the
inning from
shortstop
White House
from
Field in
Kansas State,
Harwich.
number 7.
Cal Steven back to the bump for
Kalen
YD.
Culpepper.
Kalen Culpepper leads off. Kansas State Wildcat is 0 for 1 with a ground out all the way back in the 1st inning. Steven adjusts the hat, kicks some dirt around, getting ready for his 4th inning of work. He's given up 1 run off 2 hits so far, both coming in the last inning. From the wind, the first pitch on the way. Culpepper takes a strike that finds its way in the top part of the zone, 0-1. Culpepper, a member of Team USA, one of a couple, he along with Seaver King hitting in the leadoff spot, that are back on this Harwich team after starting the year with them and then departing to head down to North Carolina. 0-1 pitch, sinks down low, 1-1. YD got Ryan Stafford back from Team USA camp. He is not in the lineup today. Came on yesterday as a substitution later on for Manny Garza. He's getting the start for the second straight day behind the plate. Long hold for Cal Stephen for this 1-1 pitch. Now he brings the glove down and into the wind. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Got it by him. The fastball. Swing and a step across home from Culpepper. He can't connect, and he's down 1-2. Culpepper yet to record a hit off of Cal Stephen. This is Stephen's 4th start against the Mariners this season. From the wind, the 1-2 offering. Spiked in the dirt. Comes up and clips YD catcher Manny Garza on the shoulder, and it's 2-2.
Throughout the season, we've seen a lot of similar pitching matchups by team, and part of that is the way the schedule works out, but part of that is also gives the pitchers a chance to get to know these batters more. And so in those scouting reports, you can make
2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Stephen records his 3rd strikeout. That's the first out of the inning.
You can really hone in on your opponent's weaknesses.
Number 33.
I mean, it's a two-way sword as well. These batters have now seen Stephen a lot, but he knows what he's doing and they don't in terms of what pitch is coming.
Base is empty for Mason Guerra. He popped out to first base his first time up. 5-1 YD out in front with 1 out in the bottom of the 4th. Stephen from the wind, the pitch. Swing and a miss. Change up ducked underneath the bat of Guerra for strike 1. Stephen has had plenty of success through the early part of the season. A lot of that, as we've talked about, coming against the Harwich Mariners with an ERA under 3. 0-1 pitch. Dropped just beneath the zone and a ball and a strike. Stephen, the Purdue Boilermaker, native of Indiana, playing in his home state. Breath from Stephen from the wind. Pitch on the way. Misses down and away. 2 balls and a strike after the off-speed swept off the plate. Big Ten baseball should be very, very interesting next year. Really feels like Indiana's the front runner, but it's anybody's game pretty much after that. Iowa's got some good returners. 2-1 pitch on the way. Bounce in the dirt for ball 3. Talking to some YD pitchers before the game from Ohio State. They're very pleased with some of the transfer additions that they've made, thinking that they can be very competitive in the Big Ten for this upcoming season. Perennial Titan Maryland lost their head coach, and so the Terps will have to rebuild. 3 balls and a strike to Mason Guerra. The pitch bounces in for ball 4.
I can tell you who's not going to be a contender in the Big Ten, and that is my college, Northwestern University, who is also now starting off a new coaching search after 1 year tenure of their last coach was cut short.
Runner on first with 1 out for Devin Obie. Northwestern baseball program that was near the bottom of the Big Ten this past year.
The bottom of the Big Ten. Clarification.
First pitch on the way, and it sinks down low for ball 1. There's some other Big Ten teams, though. I mean, talked about Indiana, and they've made a lot of additions and are bringing guys back that makes them seem very exciting. But some other teams are up and coming as well. Talked about Ohio State. The 1-0 pitch lifted behind the plate, foul, 1-1. Interested to see how schools like Penn State fare. Nittany Lions got a new head coach.
And I say this with all the love in my heart for Northwestern baseball because I really do want them to succeed. I'm there for all their games. But the future is going to be a tough uphill climb.
1-1 to Obie. And he pumps it foul on the right side out of play, 1-2. 5-1 game led by YD in the bottom of the 4th. Runner on first with 1 out. Cal Stephen set to become one of the top pitchers on Purdue's staff for next year. He was an all Big Ten selection this past season. The 1-2 pitch bounces in 2-2. Stephen will go grab some rosin. But the Big Ten is a very, very wide open conference for next year. Going to be very interesting to see how that unfolds in a conference that seems like it may be getting better over these next couple of years. The 2-2 lifted in the air, foul ground on the right side, giving chase. Doug Gleed runs out of room. as that one lands in the dugout, and the count will remain the same at 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes to Obi. He's a .240 hitter on the year. He's 0 for 1 today with a ground out to second base. Runner on first with 1 out. YD led 1-0 in the top of the third. Mariners answered with a run of their own, and YD punched back 4 times harder in the 4th inning. They now lead 5-1. Steven pitching from the stretch, his front foot offset towards third. From the belt, he lifts the knee and throws. Check swing on the 2-2, the appeal to first, and no swing. Very, very close there, but Obi held his swing back, and the count is full. Lengthy at bat here to Obi. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Steven looks and fires the payoff. Low for ball 4. Some sinking action to that one, and Obi lays off. Cal Stevens' first and second walks of the game issued to the last 2 batters.
Number 11, Brian.
And that will bring in Brian Arndt, the catcher out of UNC Wilmington. Chance to get some of these runs back, first and second with 1 out.
Steven likes to hit the bottom of the zone, sometimes just below, going for the reach, and he's just missed on a couple of these, lost control of the ball maybe. That's why he's going to that rosin bag so consistently. He's spiked a couple in front of the plate in the dirt.
First pitch to Arndt on the way, and it sails high for ball 1. This is probably, pitching-wise, the worst combination of heat and humidity during a game that we have seen all season. The temperature in the mid-80s and the air very thick, contributing to potentially some of that sweat on the fingertips of these pitchers. 1 ball and no strikes to Arndt, and a lazy pickoff move over to second by Steven does not generate a tag. And now, YD pitching coach out of the dugout along with Garza, who makes his way to the mound from behind the plate, and those 3 will meet up.
Sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League.
Bottom of the 4th inning, 5-1 YD leading, but the Mariners threatening with first and second and 1 out.
So you can get back to your regular.
So this game was initially scheduled to go off at 6:30 p.m. today, and they had to move the start time up here at White House Field. There are 3 fields in the Cape League that don't have lights. White House Field is not one of them, but the field was struck by lightning a couple of days ago during a storm that sent a power surge through their system, and their lights do not have power. So they had to start the game yesterday at 5. It was called early due to darkness. They've pushed the time up now 15 minutes further, and we started at 4:45 today. A little bit warmer than games usually are here at White House Field. Meeting on the mound is broken up, ready to deal the 1-0 pitch. Steven fires, and a strike on the bottom part of the zone. Arndt not sure about the call from home plate umpire Mike Griffin behind the plate. It was certainly a good frame by Garza, who shoveled that up to the bottom part of the strike zone. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Part of the darkness delay yesterday was because Harwich tied Hyannis in 10 innings. It was a very lengthy game.
Pitch on the way, and it's in there for a strike. 1-2. First and second, 1 out. Steven with his glove pinned on his front hip. Now he sets, bounces the front foot. Looks back at second, a pretty small lead by Guerra. Now he fires a breaking ball that trickles away. Big secondary lead. Garza throws back to second, and now that one gets out into center field. Both runners scampering up, but it's recovered quickly, and they'll stay put. Garza might have had a chance there to throw behind the runner at second and potentially backpick Guerra, who got a little bit too far off the bag trying to sniff out a ball in the dirt. But the throw is a little bit high from Garza, and it was not handled in the middle infield for YD. So it trickled into center. Everybody stays in their same spots, though, still first and second. Lasering in on home. Steven sets up above the belt. Takes a breath. Now he deals. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Steven, who had no strikeouts through the first 2 innings of play. Has now had 4 through the last 2, and he's back on pace for a strikeout per inning that he's been on all season long. That'll bring up Kennedy Jones. Potentially the last chance to get an RBI here unless he walks for Harwich in this inning. First and second, 2 outs. Mariners trailing 5-1. Steven sets up. Throws to a 1-for-1 Jones. Pitch burns the inside corner on a check swing from Jones. Definitely held up, but pitch was in there for strike 1.
Jones batting .202 on the season for the Mariners. He does have 15 RBIs. He's been here since the beginning, 24 games played.
A knee lift and a throw back to second from Cal Steven. Jones is transferring to the SEC, played a couple of years at UNC Greensboro. He was on the Golden Spikes watch list in preseason. Will be headed to South Carolina for next spring. Steven nods and sets, snowballs and a strike to Jones. The pitch breaks underneath the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike. Flags limply flying out in right center. Not too much wind here on this Monday afternoon turned evening. Steven with a long hold, and now he will nod. 1-1 offering on the way. Grounder, first base side. This one rolling up the line and just spins foul. Picked up by Gleed right of the first base bag. And Jones will return to the box in a 1-2 count.
That stayed fair for a lot longer than I thought it would. Ended up being really close, went foul just before the bag. Gleed was tracking it the whole time.
It's not hit very hard. Just beat it right into the ground, and eventually the side spin at the last moment took it foul. Steven wipes the hand off before getting back on the rubber. Back for the 1-2. The pitch. Fastball high at eye level. 2 balls, 2 strikes. First and second with 2 outs. YD up by 4 in the bottom of the 4th inning. Steven looking to end things here. Getting ready to throw pitch number 54 on the day. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Buried it in the dirt. The tag applied by Garza, and the side is retired. 3 strikeouts in the inning with 2 walks wedged in between for Cal Steven, but he gets through the bottom of the 4th scoreless, and as we head to the middle inning, it's still 5-1 at YD. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape League Broadcast Network. Stay tuned. Cape Cod Healthcare is proud to be the official healthcare sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. When you need to be seen quickly for a minor illness or injury, Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care offers a convenient and cost-effective treatment option with 6 locations across Cape Cod from Falmouth to Orleans. Open daily with no appointment needed and staffed by board-certified ER providers. View wait times at capecodhealth.org. Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care, minor emergencies, major attention. Front half of the 5th inning here from Harwich. YD leading the Mariners 5-1, and they've got a new arm on the mound as they will bring in Sean Hard, the Boston College Eagle, to face off against Dub Gleed, who leads off for YD. 5, 6, 7 hitters in the order coming up for the Red Sox. First pitch on the way, and Gleed lifts it in the air, sky high left side and foul out of play. 0-1. Hard, 6'5", 215-pound junior right-hander. Native of New Jersey. He's thrown once against YD this season. This is his 6th appearance out of the pen. 3.37 ERA for him on the year. 0-1. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball that drops in the dirt. No balls and 2 strikes. 1-0 record on the year for Hart. Got the winning decision against Wareham on June 29th. His last appearance on June 24th against YD. 0-2 pitch. Off the end of the bat, slow chopper over towards short, charging in Culpepper. He's up with it, throws off the bag, but the tag is applied by Anderson down the first base line, and Gleed is retired.
That was really good field awareness from Ethan Anderson to realize that his foot was nowhere close to the bag. Looked like a dancer spinning around,
from LSU, number 14,
applying the tag to Dub Gleed. Really nice play.
1 out for Paxton Kling. First pitch to him on the way. Strike called at the top part of the zone, 0-1. Kling is 0 for 1 with a fly out and a walk. Fly out coming most recently in the last inning. 0-1 pitch. Jammed in the air, foul on the right side, out of play. 0-2 to Kling. Hard, twisting the trunk. Quickly winds the pitch. Breaking ball outside, slides away 1-2.
Hard was named an alternate for the All-Star game on Saturday. He's had a really nice season for the Mariners.
1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Tag is applied for strike 3. The pitch in the dirt. And Kling goes chasing. He collects his first strikeout. And Hard's got 2 gone in the top of the 5th as he looks to retire the Red Sox 1-2-3 for the first time in this game. The Red Sox were in this situation in the last inning, though, as Ryan Jackson comes to the plate. Had bases empty with 2 outs after the first 2 men were retired. First pitch on the way to Jackson, and he fouls it into the cage of home plate umpire Mike Griffin. Wears it like a champ. That's strike 1. Red Sox rallied for 4 2-out runs in the 4th. They've had Jackson walked back in the 2nd. In the 4th inning, he grounded out to short. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball away. He goes chasing, and it's 1-2. Jackson's been a strong bat, just under 300 on the year. 1-2 way outside. Aren't fully extending his left arm to cover that ground and get the ball in his glove, and it's 2-2.
Hard's gotten those strikeouts now on a nasty slider.
2-2 is low for ball 3.
Has a lot of vertical break. YD's gone chasing at some that end up bouncing on the plate or even before the plate. They just look so different at the end than they do out of the glove.
3-2 is down and away, ball 4. And Jackson battles back in the count to work the walk, and YD continues to get men on base, at least 1 in every inning. Casey Cook looks to continue the rally. He started it in the last inning with a single. Scored a run, 1 of 4 that came across in the inning for YD, 4 of 5 that they've gotten in the game. 5-1, Red Sox out in front. Runner on first, 2 outs to the lefty, Casey Cook. First pitch on the way. In on the hands for ball 1. Cook's batting stance looks a little bit different than it did at the beginning of the year. Pulled his bat a little more forward, so when he could load back, he would pull it into regular position before swinging. Now the ball, or the bat rather, almost rests on his shoulder. Next pitch on the way, and it's lifted foul. 1-1 to Casey Cook. Sign at third from Coach Pick. Cook back into the lefty box. Working from the middle part of it. Hard deals. Back foot breaking ball down and in. 2 balls and a strike to Casey Cook. Ahead in the count with 2 outs. YD out hitting Harwich 6-2, leading 5-1 here in the 5th. Pickoff move by Hart over to first. And Jackson is back with a head first slide. Hart has thrown 16 pitches so far. 2-1. Lined into right center field, and that's a base hit. It drops in front of Obi. Jackson forced to put on the brakes at second base as he wasn't running on contact, thinking that ball might be caught. But it dies in center, and Casey Cook with back-to-back hits now, he's 2 for 3. And YD continuing to rally with 2 outs. They're on first and second for Manny Garza.
The catcher from Rice.
We've really been waiting for this from Casey Cook. He has a really high exit velocity, hits the ball really well. He just hasn't been finding the gaps, or it's been a little too high of a launch angle and just finds its way into an outfield glove. But today, he's found those gaps. The launch angle has straightened out a little bit on the line drives.
First pitch to Garza is right down the heart of the plate for strike 1.
And it's the best we've seen from him at the plate today and yesterday in a long time.
Remember back a few days ago, he hit a double that you really felt like got him out of that slump, and since then he's been stellar. 0-1 pitch. Called strike on the inner corner, 0-2. Garza climbs back in, trying to keep the streak going. He's reached base in all of his at-bats this summer through 2 games. 0-2 pitch. Spoiled foul. No balls and 2 strikes. First and second, 2 gone. Top of the order on deck for YD. RJ Austin is 3 for 3. Look back at second, 0-2 to Garza. Breaking ball called strike 3 on the inner corner. Red Sox don't like it, but that retires the side. And we're done in the top of the 5th. Halfway home from White House Field, Red Sox in firm control, 5-1, YD out in front. You're listening to Red Sox baseball on the Cape League Broadcast Network.
Karstetter.
Kevin Karstetter leads off in the bottom of the 5th inning for Harwich. Behind YD, 5-1. Cal Steven back to throw another inning, his 5th of work. 1 run off 2 hits so far for the Purdue Boilermaker. He takes a breath and goes into the wine. First pitch to Karstetter, and he flies this one out towards right field. Cook ranging to his left, and he makes the catch towards the line. 1 pitch, 1 out. Stevens' pitch count up to 65.
Daniel Rivera.
As Daniel Rivera comes up. Rivera, strikeout victim back in the third inning. That was the first strikeout for Cal Stephen. First pitch on the way. And he takes a strike on the outer corner, 0-1. On a breaking ball that just rode atop the zone there. Stephen since has recorded 4 strikeouts. He's got 5 through 4 1/3. Into the wind, the 0-1 pitch. Flown out towards center field, racing over on it. Paxton Kling makes a stop and goes back the other way to make the catch for the second out. Overran that ball just slightly. Back-to-back flyouts for Cal Stephen, and there's 2 gone for the top of the order. Seaver King, future Wake Forest Demon Deacon, trying to break an 0 for 2 day. Jones and Kalstead are the only 2 that have not reached base yet for Harwich. Or I beg your pardon, those are the 2 with the hits. The rest hitless, what I meant to say. Stephen winds and deals the first pitch, nearly hits him. But he twirls out of the way, and it's 1-0. Ball and no strikes. Stephen kicks and deals. Breaking ball finds the top of the zone for strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Stephen will go grab some rosin. Trying to get out of this inning clean. 5-1 YD leads. Top of the 5th. Stephen looking for his first 1-2-3 since the second. The pitch, swing and a miss. Big hack there from King, and he comes up empty. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cal adjusts the jersey. The kick and the pitch. Down low. Dropping action to that one evens the count at 2-2. YD has kept things rather tame on the Mariners side of things on the bases. They've only got 4 base runners up to this point. 2 walks, 2 hits. Stephen into the windup. The 2-2 pitch. Reached and poked out towards right center field. Kling racing in on it. He'll step back and watch it bounce in front of him for a base hit. Kling off the bat reacted. Looked like there was maybe a play, but it was just not quite deep enough into the outfield to get to him. It drops in front, and the inning continues. Ethan Anderson up to the plate now with a runner on first and 2 gone.
Not surprised to see that from King when he was playing for Harwich before he left for Team USA. He was batting .432 through 12 games with 19 hits and 44 at-bats. So I expected to see him get one today.
From the stretch, Stephen fires the first pitch. Swing and a miss. Got Anderson to chase on the breaking ball, and it's 0-1. King was almost automatic the early part of the season. Almost like on the YD side of things, the comparison you could make was Will King. It's the guy that you could count on for a hit in every game. 0-1 the pitch. Swing and a miss. A similar pitch there that Anderson goes chasing on for the second straight time, and it's 0-2. Stephen couldn't get out of the inning. 1-2-3. Looking to only face 4. Pitch count economical enough where maybe we could see him for a 6th if he could retire this quickly as he picks off over to first and King slides back without a tag. Stephen sets, breathes out, runner goes. 0-2 pitch is rolled foul. Ball that was just hit into the ground, and now we will do it again at 0-2 as King was running with the pitch on 2 strikes. Stephen thought about getting on the rubber. Instead, he will head back to grab some more rosin. Cloud of white. He walks through as he gets back to the bump. There he is. Keeping a close eye in on Garza behind the plate. Looks behind him to first. Now he's set. 0-2 pitch. Grounder up the middle, coming around it. The shortstop picking it up and throwing over to first. Hardy makes the play. He was shifted, and that's the third out of the inning. So another scoreless frame for Cal Stephen, his 4th out of 5, and YD still holds on to a 4-run lead as we head to the 6th. It's 5-1 Red Sox. You're listening to YD Baseball on the Cape League Broadcast Network.
Leading off the top of the 6th inning.
Top of the 6th inning from White House Field. 5-1 is our score, with YD leading Harwich in a battle between the top 2 teams in the East Division, who have largely front-ran this entire division through first 30 games. This is game 30 of the season, game 31 for Harwich. First pitch on the way. Drops down and away to R.J. Austin for ball 1. YD coming in 16, 12, and 1. 33 points for the Red Sox. They stand 2 games clear of the Mariners. The 1-0 pitch. Grounder over to short, right at Kalen Culpepper. He scoops, throws on to first, and it hits Anderson right in the chest. He squeezes it for out number 1. First time R.J. Austin's been retired today. Bases empty, 1 out now for Theo Hardy, who has had an eventful day at the plate. Nothing has gone normal for him through 3 at-bats, or 3 plate appearances, I should say. He's got a double play that he's grounded into, a sacrifice bunt, and he reached on an error. Brought in a couple of YD runs in the 4th. First pitch on the way. Sails way high for ball 1. Hardy out of San Jose State, recent addition to this team. Wears no batting gloves. The 1-0 pitch. Takes a strike in the inner corner, 1-1. 1 hit for him through a couple of games. From the wind, the 1-1 pitch. A check swing and a pitch high at the shoulders. The appeal to third, and Stephen Williams, third base umpire, says he held up.
Just 1 hit, but 3 runs batted in for the newcomer.
2-1 pitch. Fouled straight behind home. 2 balls and a strike. Seen it from Hardy. It's also something we see from Hunter Hines quite often, is that don't always need to collect the RBI off the hit. The 2-2 pitch way up high on the breaking ball. Got away from Sean Hard there, and the count is full. Sacrifice flies, sacrifice bunts that have brought in runs for Hardy. Reaching on errors, all sorts of stuff. The payoff pitch. Lifted in the air, left side, foul territory. Seaver King backing up from third. Now he ranges into fair territory and makes the catch for the 2nd out of the inning. Ball is going straight up the line. Looked like it was going to drop on Scott Pickler's head in the third base coach's box. Instead, it carried into the outfield and was brought back into fair territory.
Number 44.
2 gone in a 5-1 game led by YD in the top of the 6th. The bases are empty for Hunter Hines. He's 1 for 3. First pitch on the way. High at eye level for ball 1. Hines got a single in his last at-bat, brought in a couple of runs. Looking for his first hit against Sean Hard this season. 1-0, big swing and a miss. Fastball by a 1-1.
As we move deeper into the season, these pitchers are pitching around the zone more and more for Hunter Hines.
1-1 pitch. Lifted up, left side, might be playable. Aren't giving a trot over towards it, but that ball lands on top of one of the lights and makes a loud thud out of play. 1-2. we've seen what happens when you leave stuff over the plate for Hines. He's also been intentionally walked a good amount, more than anyone else on this team, as the 1-2 pitch comes in. Check swing, the appeal to third, and he went around, strike 3. Hines stands in the box for a moment, shaking his head, but the Red Sox go down in order for the first time in the game in the 6th, and it remains a 5-1 YD lead. To the home half of the 6th we go. 3, 4, 5 hitters coming up for Harwich. You're listening to YD Baseball on the Cape League Broadcast Network. The Armand Dennis Red Sox want to thank Cape Cod Veterinary Specialists for sponsoring this broadcast. Cape Cod Veterinary Specialists provide premier emergency and specialty care for your beloved companions. They are located in Dennis and Buzzards Bay and are open 24 hours a day. Last of the 6th here from White House Field. Luke West Poley with Perri Kitei as always on this Monday evening. 5-1 YD leading the Harwich Mariners as the Red Sox look to add another game atop their East Division lead. Cal Stephen started this game. He's still out there for the 6th inning for YD. Kalen Culpepper will lead off. He's 0 for 2. Only 2 hits so far from the Mariner batting order. Coming from the 7-8 hitters. First pitch on the way. Sinks just below the zone, 1-0. Culpepper has struck out and grounded out. Stephen has been excellent to this point. 1-0 pitch. Here comes. Below the zone again, 2-0. He's thrown 78 pitches now with that last one. 2 balls, no strikes to Kalen Culpepper. From the wind, the pitch in there at the top of the zone for strike 1. Interesting that crowd here in Harwich has grown in size since first pitch due to the early start time. A lot of people getting here in the 4th, 5th, now 6th inning. 2-1, the count to Culpepper. Stephen throws. Pitch clips the dirt. 3 balls and a strike. Stephen nods, brings the glove down to the belt. 3-1 offering on the way. Way up high, ball 4. Culpepper leans out of the way. That's the 3rd walk issued by Cal Stephen. Beg your pardon from a moment ago. Seaver King with that base hit in the 5th. That was the 3rd hit of the game for Harwich. It's got an announcement over the PA that Enzo Apodaca has moved out to center field in place of Paxton Kling for YD. Runner on first now with nobody out for Mason Guerra. Right-handed swinger is 0 for 1 with a walk. First pitch on the way. And that breaks just below the zone for ball 1. They announced new center fielder. However, I am not entirely convinced that that's not Paxton Kling out there. I can see the blonde hair out
They actually they did say right fielder. It's Apodaca coming in for RJ Austin, likely, given that it's his first game back from injury.
1-0 swung on and missed.
Giving him a bit of a rest after a very successful day, 3 for 4 at the plate.
Ball and a strike to Mason Guerra. The pitch down low, ball 2. Two balls and 1 strike. Steven trying to work his way through a 6th frame. 5-1 YD leading. Runner goes, pitch on the way, it's high, throw down to second is wide, and it gets into center field. Culpepper will not try to get from second to third, but he does get into scoring position safely. And it's 3-1 to Guerra.
We've seen a couple overthrows now from Manny Garza behind the plate in his first few games here. Surprising because he did have such a good year behind the plate. At Rice threw out 22 runners out of 47, operating at about a 41% clip. But here, it's been way off target.
Guerra will take a second out of the box to collect himself. That pitch actually came up near his head, and he leaned out of the way of it. 3 balls, 1 strike. Runner into scoring position now on second with nobody out. Steven straddling the rubber. Throws home. Breaking ball called strike 2 on the inner half of the plate. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Steven looking in. Sets above the belt. Payoff pitch incoming. Cal throws. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Brought the breaking ball just underneath the zone and got Guerra to go after it. Another strikeout for Steven. That is his 6th K.
Fans, the Harwich
And
Mariners
now
would
it's
like
Scott
to give a
Pickler
big
coming out of the
shout-out to
dugout.
Robin Outwater,
1 out in the
former
6th.
Harwich Mariners player from 15
And we
years
will
ago.
see a call to the bullpen for
Welcome back to
YD
Harwich, Robin.
with a runner on second. So Cal Stevens' day is done. He pitched a gem. He's responsible for the runner on second, but he has given his team a really good chance to win this game. And we will come back with a new pitcher on the mound for YD. Stay tuned here at the bottom of the 6th. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Capely Broadcast Network.
Center fielder.
New pitcher into
From
the
Duke,
game is Jason
number 24,
Doktorzik out of
Devin
Nevada for
Obi.
YD. Runner on second with 1 out. Bottom of the 6th. YD holding on to a 5-1 lead. They've held since the 4th. They've had 2 straight innings going back to the bottom of the 4th of scoreless ball. The batter is Devin Obi. Doktorzik out of the stretch, lifts the first knee and fires, and he hits him. So first pitch into the game for Doktorzik, and he plunks Devin Obi, who's aboard for free for the 2nd straight plate appearance.
Took that like a champ, hit him
catcher
square on
from
the arm.
UNC Wilmington.
Tough way to
Number
start
11,
the outing for Doktorzik,
Brian
but the silver
Arndt.
lining is it puts the force in play for the potential inning-ending double play.
Brian Arndt will be the batter. For Doktorzik this season, he's got a 4.2 ERA. This is his 6th appearance, 0-1 record. Got the losing decision his last time out against Falmouth. First pitch to Brian Arndt will be delayed by a pickoff to second. That loss against the Commodores not entirely pinned on him. He gave up 3 unearned runs over the course of his outing that went 3 innings. Has pitched once already this season against Harwich, back on opening day on June 10th. Went 3 1/3. Gave up 1 unearned run of hitless ball. First pitch on the way, and it's in there for a strike to Brian Arndt. Walked 3 and struck out 4 in an appearance that was 1 month and 1 week ago today. First and second, 1 out. A 5-1 game led by YD. Doktorzik resting the glove on the shoulder. Now he'll bring his front foot closer and closer to the mound. Look at a vacant third base and deal. And he hits Arndt. Back-to-back hit by pitches. And 3 free passes for YD pitching here in the 6th. He has loaded the bases
from
for the
Carolina,
DH Kennedy Jones, who now
27,
serves as the tying
Kennedy
run
Jones.
at the plate. Jones is 1 for 2. He's singled and scored, also struck out. Bases are juiced. He's got nowhere to put Jones. Doktorzik could end this inning with a double play. But Harwich with their best chance of the game to cut into this lead. Doktorzik takes a breath, winds and throws. Breaking ball right down the middle of the plate for strike 1. No balls and a strike. Jones with 1 home run on the year. But he has driven in 15. Chance to add to that in significant numbers here. Down 0-1. Pitch. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball. Back-to-back similar pitches from Doktorzik on the breaking ball. That time a little more up and in. But still in the zone. Jones comes up empty. He's down 0-2.
This is a really pivotal moment in this game with the bases loaded and just 1 out. If Harwich could come up big here, that would really change the momentum.
Infield playing pretty straight up. Doktorzik takes the breath. 0-2, he fires. And that one just misses. 1 ball, 2 strikes off the plate. A ball and 2 strikes to Kennedy Jones. Very, very close take for him there on 2 strikes. Doktorzik takes another breath, looking home, throws. That one in the other batter's box, and now the count is even at 2-2.
Doktorzik had a smile after that last pitch. It was really close. A lot of people here, based on the noise from the crowd, thought that should have been strike 3. Doktorzik had a smile on his face. He knew it was a good pitch, was satisfied regardless.
Doktorzik brings the glove up to the shoulders. Now he's set at the letters. The 2-2, he deals. Breaking ball lifted out to shallow center field, coming in. Kling backing up. Jackson from second base. He makes the catch. Runners bluff from second and third as the throw comes home. It's chested down by Manny Garza. And that's the second out of the inning. Not the double play ball, but the next best thing for YD is they get the out and all the runners stay put. Bases are still loaded, but now 2 outs for Kevin Karstetter.
Left fielder from Arizona State, number 34.
That was
Kevin
not an easy play at
Karstetter.
all from Ryan Jackson. Backpedaling the whole way from second. He did a really nice job tracking it through the air. Kling was playing so deep, it would have been really tough for him to get over there. So nice job by the second baseman, because if that one dropped, that would have brought some Mariners across the plate.
Karstetter is 1 for 2 with a double. Bases juice, 2 outs. The pitch, swing and a miss. Brought the breaking ball down, and Karstetter cut on it and did not connect. No balls and a strike. Tying run at the plate with YD leading 5-1 and the bases loaded. Mariners have left a man on base in each of the last 3 innings after going down 6 for 6 in the first 2. Doc Torzik's 0-1. Down in the dirt. Slight check swing from Karstetter, but he holds his bat back, and it's a ball and a strike.
Karstetter is from State College, Pennsylvania, where Penn State is. Can't imagine growing up in such a college town. So much of a college town, it's named State College, Pennsylvania, but headed down to Florida and now Arizona, getting as far away as possible. Switch up the vibes a little bit.
1-1 pitch, swing and a miss for strike 2. He's initially signed to play at Florida Atlantic before changing his mind to go JUCO to save his draft aspirations, but since then has changed his mind about that and is now headed to a 4-year college, going to Arizona State. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Karstetter twirling the bat. Doc Torzik trying to get out of the inning. Hang a 0. Pitch. Lifted up right side, tailing away from the field. This one gets out of play foul. And it will stay 1-2. Crowd has filed in really nicely over this last inning or so. We are now at 6:38, around when the initial start time was supposed to be for today if the lights were working properly, but we're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Big moment in the game, a ball and 2 strikes to Kevin Karstetter. Doc Torzik throws home. Hammered up the middle, that's a base hit. Squeaking through, 1 run is in. Getting waved around, the second coming to the plate, the throw is cut off. And it's a 2 RBI, 2 strike, 2 out single for Kevin Karstetter, who collects his first couple of runs batted in this season. And the Mariners are right back in it. It's now 5-3.
Second baseman.
Karstetter now halfway through the easier half of the cycle with a single and a double today.
Brings up Daniel Rivera, first and second, with 2 outs.
Karstetter is also responsible for all 3 runs batted in for the Mariners.
RBI double back in the 3rd. Doc Torzik's first pitch. Fired right in there for strike 1. YD has been in pretty firm control of this game. Red Sox led 1-0 in the top of the 3rd. Harwich responded with a run of their own in the bottom, and then YD scored 4 in the top of the 4th. We've been scoreless since then, but Mariners have tacked on 2 here in the 6th. 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss, got it by him on the late swing. No balls and 2 strikes to Rivera. First and second in a 5-3 game. The tying run is on base for the Mariners. Oh-2 pitch. High and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Mariners with 3 runs off 4 hits. YD with 5 runs off 7. The 1 error proving to be costly by Seaver King. It brought in a couple of runs, and then a couple more scored behind it. All 4 runs in the top of the 4th for YD were unearned. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And pitch, time was called. And it's a pitch clock violation on Doc Torzik. That'll make the count 2-2. The pitch looked like it was missing inside anyway, but serves the same purpose virtually. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Doc Torzik has thrown 16 pitches. He's credited on the stats for having 17 due to the pitch clock violation, but he's only thrown home 16. He's recorded just 1 out so far out of the bullpen. 2-2 pitch. Down and away, ball 3.
I thought at first that was similar to another situation we've seen Doc Torzik in. Actually, the last time he played at Harwich, or maybe twice ago, he was in the middle of a pitch when time was called.
Trying to just get out of the inning here. Runners will be off with the pitch. The payoff, inside ball 4, and it hits the home plate umpire, who drops down to the field. Garza got crossed up, and our home plate umpire, Mike Griffin, who is keeled over, laying on the field, just verbalized ball 4 to the crowd here at White House Field. That'll load the bases.
Oh, you got to feel for the guy. That was a hard take.
It's in the area where you don't want to be hit. So he will take a second. And now gingerly up to his feet. Bases are reloaded. Water bottle comes out of the Harwich dugout trying to tend to our home plate umpire, who's got some dirt on the black uniform now. That was a bizarre sequence, certainly. Pretty big moment now in the game, though, given that full count walk, as the bases have been reloaded for the top of the order. Seaver King is 1 for 3, and a base hit could potentially tie things here in the bottom of the 6th. Garza talking with Mike Griffin. Likely an apology from the Whitey catcher, and seems to be no love lost between the two as we get ready to play once again.
Third baseman from Lake Forest.
Here we go. Bases loaded. Bottom of the 6th and a 5-3 game YD leading. And Seaver King trying to tune out of the stretch with him loaded. First pitch on the way. And King goes after it and lifts it out to left center field. Coming over from center, Paxton Kling camped underneath, and he makes the catch to end the inning. So YD able to keep the lead despite the Mariners striking for a couple of runs. The Red Sox hold on to it by 2 runs and prevent disaster in the bottom of the 6th. 5-3 our score. To the 7th when we come back. 4, 5, 6 in the order for YD are due up. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape League Broadcast Network.
Top of the
Leading off
seventh
the top
at
of the
White House
seventh for
Field, Harwich
YD,
struck
the
back
third
for
baseman,
2 in the bottom of the
Hall,
sixth,
number
thanks to
29,
4 free
Max
passes
Vieira.
and a 2 RBI single from Kevin Carstetter, who's batted in all 3 runs for the Mariners. Max Vieira leads off for the Red Sox in the top of the seventh. He's 0 for 2 today with a ground out and a fly out, but he has reached once on a walk. First pitch on the way from Sean Hart, who's back. Finds the outside half of the zone for strike 1. Hard moving quickly already into the 0-1. Above the shoulders, and the count evens up 1-1.
How about the Bourne Braves leading the league-leading Kitei Cavaliers 11-1.
The 1-1 ripped towards third base, right in the glove of Seaver King, ready to receive it. Another hard-hit ball that finds a Mariners glove, and the first out is gone for the Red Sox in the top of the seventh.
From UC Irvine, number 4, Dub Gleed.
Dub Gleed out of UCI, 0 for 3 today. 2 flyouts and a ground out, holds off on a first pitch ball. The Anteater out of UC Irvine has maybe the best name on the team. The 0-1 comes in, he's ahead of it, swings and misses. For strike 1, given name William, goes by Dub like W. Also like the YD hashtag when they win a game, hashtag YDub. The 1-1 comes in at the shoulders once again. It's 2-1. Hard will check his wrist coach for a second, shifting around. Now into the wind. He fires high and inside, third time in a row. That's ball 3.
Follow us on socials, by the way. That's a good plug for more Y-Dubs. YD Red Sox CCBL on Twitter.
The 3-1 runs inside, and Gleed walks on 5 pitches. That brings up Paxton Kling out of LSU. 1 runner aboard for Kling,
LSU,
who has also
14,
reached once on a walk
Paxton
today.
Kling.
Other than that, a fly out and a strikeout swinging.
Yeah, you want to make this inning if you're YD as long as possible, given what Harwich just did in the last inning. They've got the momentum. They feel like they're back into this game. You'd like to get those runs back, but you also just want to cool down that momentum a little bit. Try to get some base runners here in this 7th.
Kling awaits the first pitch. He bumps it foul up the third base line, just caught the edge of the bat. That's strike 1. Some action starting up in the Harwich bullpen. 2 guys thrown around over there. As Kling resets, purple and yellow gloves representing the LSU Tigers. Hard from the stretch, the 0-1 off the plate, and it's 1-1. Arendt calls time behind the plate. I think there might be some pitch comm technical difficulties or an issue with his glove as he asks for a new glove. And now returns nearly identical black catcher's glove. Maybe it is the exact same one, I'll never know. Some cool blue strings. Same colors, same teal as UNC Wilmington. The 1-1 swung on and missed. Kling ahead of it, stumbling towards the lefty box on the breaking ball coming across the plate. A speedy slider out of the hands of Sean Hard. Counts 1-2 with 1 gone. Dub Gleed at first base, just a small lead. We haven't seen a pickoff from Hard in this inning. He kicks and deals. Ball 2 drops low below the knees. Count evens 2-2. Kling sports the long pants over the last spike on his cleat, covering his heels. Hard nods. Now set into the motion, the 2-2 curve drops outside, and it's a full count. You You don't want to put Kling aboard with a free pass. You at least want to make him put it in play. The payoff drops inside, ball 4. A similar ball 4 to Dub Gleed, and there's 2 aboard with 2 walks. For Brady Day, who's coming into the game for Ryan Jackson, the first pinch hitter we're seeing today. We see a lot of them out of Coach Pickler. He really likes to move around the lineup in the later innings. We've already seen R.J. Austin replaced in left field by Enzo Apodaca, one of 2 Red Sox batting over 300 this season. Day has been playing better and better, particularly at the plate as the season's gone on. He was selected as an all-star and will be back here in Harwich on Saturday representing the Red Sox. Here with 2 aboard, 1 gone, a chance to extend the lead. First pitch on the way. He holds off on a strike fastball right over the middle of the plate. Day's back foot on that inside corner right at the back of the box. His front foot set slightly behind. The 0-1 bunt is shown, laid down up the third baseline, but foul. And off to an 0-2 count. We'll likely see him swinging away. We have seen Coach Pickler go to the bunt on an 0-2 count before. That came back to bite him as it was fouled off for strike 3. But Day down 0-2. 1 gone, 2 runners aboard. YD leads 5-3, top of the 7th. Hard checking on his runners. Now deals the curve, grounded up the middle, but right to the glove of Hard, but he overthrows it to center. Gleed coming around second, he'll score. Kling slides in safely to third, and Day makes his way over to second. Wow, I can't believe what we just saw, Luke. First, Hard's reaction was unbelievable, scooping that off the ground from Day, but the throw to second just sailed over the head of Culpepper. And the error from the pitcher gets 1 across. The score is 6-3. Runners on second and third.
Yeah, that can be tough as a pitcher when you make a really nice play like that. It almost seems like the harder part of that play is over with, and things should just be simple there to turn that 1-6-3 for a double play. But the footing's a little weird on the mound, and he just overthrew second base.
First pitch on the way to Casey Cook, who's had a really nice day, 2 hits of his own. And he takes a first pitch fastball for strike 1. Second pitch on the way, swung on and missed. At the shoulders, no break in it. And Cook is down 0-2. Hard set out of the stretch. The 0-2 hammered out towards center field, dropping a lot shorter than it looked off the bat. The tag from Kling comes in to score 7-3. The fly out to center field scores 1. So Casey Cook, a sac fly. The sound was really loud off the bat, but it kind of floated up there and dropped right in the middle of center field. Just far enough. Obi didn't go for the tag at home, instead went with the relay over to third. Day advances to second, 2 gone now, and the Red Sox lead 7-3.
Your attention, please. Pinch hitting for YD. From Cal Poly, number 7, Ryan Stafford.
Ryan Stafford is pinch hitting for Manny Garza in the 9-hole. Garza had a solid day. Pulled slightly early for Stafford, the same thing we saw yesterday. First pitch to Stafford, bumped into foul territory, coming over. Anderson makes the grab for out number 3, but the Red Sox strike for 2 in the 7th. We head to the stretch. They lead 7-3 at White House Field. You're listening to YD Baseball on the Cape League Broadcast Network. back for the bottom of the 7th, and Doc Torzik is back on the mound through 5 appearances, now 6 today. He had gone through 15 innings. He's been that middle reliever all season for YD, averaging 3 innings apiece, so not surprised to see him back out here. As with a lot of YD pitchers, they got off to a pattern of a slow start, strong finish. Doc Torzik into the line for the first pitch to Anderson, drops below the knees for ball 1. Anderson caught the last ball in the top of the 7th for the 3rd out to flip it over. Batting in the 2 spot. 4th time through the order for Harwich. Doc Torzik winds, delivers, and it's pushed foul over the left side bleachers. As expected, Brady Day and Stafford have both remained in the game. Stafford behind the plate. Day right now in shallow right field as the second baseman. The 1-1 on the ground, but foul up the first base line, hit hard at strike 2. Doc Torzik, glove over his face. Now set at the belt, kicks, delivers. The 1-2 gets past Stafford behind the plate, bumps off his glove. Count evens up 2-2, no harm done. There's nobody aboard as Anderson's leading off the inning. Doc Torzik into the motion, pitch on the way. Flown out towards right field, coming over. Casey Cook makes the grab just inside the foul pole in the deep right corner of the field, and that's out number 1.
The shortstop from Kansas State, number 7, Kalen Culpepper.
Culpepper in the righty box, watches a first pitch fastball down the heart for strike 1. Infield back to their regular positions. Doc Torzik kicks, delivers. The 0-1 is swung on and missed. On the breaking ball, Culpepper over top, and it's 0-2. On the way, popped up into foul territory and out of play in the woods behind our heads. As always, mob of children chasing after it to get the coveted foul balls with that 100-year anniversary logo on them. Another 0-2 pitch shortly coming. It's dealt and just pushed softly up towards short. Hardy drops it, he fumbles it. It was a defensive swing from Culpepper, got soft contact off the end of the bat, and it just popped out of Hardy's hand as he was bringing it up to his chest. Kalen Culpepper reaches on the error from the shortstop. That'll be scored an E6, first of the game for the Red Sox.
Yeah, they gave him the E6, but I don't know if Hardy picks that up if he is throwing that and getting Culpepper out at first. That ball died in the infield grass. Looked like Culpepper might have had that anyway.
First pitch on the way to Mason Guerra. Just clips the outside half of the zone for strike 1. Culpepper takes a small lead over on first. Doc Torzik has the glove near his ear, folded. Now set at the face. Takes his trademark deep breath. Fires the 0-1. The curve drops low and outside. Died out of the hand. It's 1-1. The YD outfield backed up deep, trying to keep everything in front. Infield evenly spaced. We haven't seen a ton of shifting today from Coach Pickler. Culpepper retakes the small lead, bouncing around. Runner bluffs as ball 2 comes in low, but Culpepper returns to first base. Two and 1 to Mason Guerra. Doktorczyk delivers. It's lined into right field for a base hit. Cook comes in, tosses it to second. Culpepper held up, but Mason Guerra, another one that looked like it was just poked at, flies over the heads of the infield. First base hit of the inning for Harwich has runners on first and second with one gone.
Yeah, Doktorzyk's missing barrels right now. He's just getting a little bit unlucky about the placement of these. The first one was a tough defensive play, and that one just got over the infield despite being more of a jam shot.
Fresh count for Devin Obie, the center fielder out of Duke. Kick and a pickoff move back towards second, no tag applied. Obie is 0 for 1, but he's reached twice on a walk. He's also been hit by a pitch. Just finished up his sophomore year at Duke, native of Nashville, Tennessee. First pitch knocked foul up the third base line. Bounced on the ground, that's strike one. 0-1, one gone. Runners on first and second. That's Culpepper. The lead on second. Mason Guerra on first. Reached on a hit and an error. YD leads 7-3 in the bottom of the seventh. Doktorczyk from the stretch. Swung on and missed. Strike two. Shoulder shrug, deep breath. 0-2. Down the heart of the plate, called strike three, right above the knees. Obie shaking his head, but that looked good to me. Doktorczyk gets an important second out with two runners aboard. Trying to get out of this clean now as Brian Arendt comes to the plate.
Yeah, if you're going to put the ball in the zone on 0-2, that's the spot to do it, right? Painted on the inner corner. If that gets the late swing, you're going to get some soft contact, or you might just get something like that where you dot him up and get the strike three call.
Fresh count for Arendt. Two gone, bottom seventh. First pitch on the way, jammed foul on the ground. Up the first base line, strike one. The flags out behind the scoreboard are just limp, dead. It has been a day with thick, dead air. And the balls have been really inconsistent off the bat. Some that I think are flying deep have gone shallow. Some that I think are shallow have gone deep. Nobody has left the park today. Runners have their leads, the 0-1. Swung on and missed, strike two. Arendt was one of two hit by pitch victims in the last inning. And Doktorczyk can get out of this one clean with one more strike. Into the wind, the 0-2 spiked in the dirt. Nice stop behind the plate from Stafford to keep the runners from advancing 1-2. Day shifted slightly, pinched over towards the middle of the infield. Big gap in the 3-4 hole. The 1-2 swung on and missed. The off-speed fools Arendt. He goes down swinging for out number 3, and Doktorczyk hangs a 0 on the board. We head to the top of the 8th. The Red Sox lead 7-3. You're listening to YD Baseball on the Cape League Broadcast Network.
Leading off the top of the 8th for the Red Sox.
Top of the 8th, and Enzo Apodaca is getting his first at-bat of the day as he replaces RJ Austin in the leadoff spot. First pitch fastball down the center of the plate for strike one. Sean Hard's still out there. He's been out there since the 5th. Kicks, delivers, pushed foul, strike two. Apodaca had a nice day yesterday. A couple of hits. Brings his average up to 302. Pitch on the way, drops low. The curve spikes in the dirt. It's 1-2. Hard fires. Just bumped foul. Late swing from Apodaca stays alive. Count remains at 1-2. Crowded here at White House Field to watch the conclusion of this one. The 1-2 shoved foul into the Harwich bullpen. The bullpen catcher over there offered at it but couldn't bring it in. Count remains 1-2.
Tried to pick it like a first baseman, but almost ended up coming back on the field.
Hard delivers above Apodaca's head, ball two. The outfielder out of Gonzaga in the transfer portal pushes a 2-2 pitch foul. Swinging defensively, doing a nice job of it. Fourth foul ball of the at-bat. Count still 2-2. Hard set. The 2-2 cranked up the middle. Broken bat, soft contact, gets under the glove of Culpepper coming across, and Apodaca has a hit. That means that the leadoff spot for YD now combined is 4 for 5 today.
That was meant to be. Broke his bat, and there was maybe a foot of space in between the gloves of Culpepper and Rivera, the middle infielders for Harwich, and that ball split right between them.
The shortstop from
for
San
Apodaca.
Jose State, number 11, Theo Hardy.
8th hit of the day for the Red Sox. We're in the top of the 8th. Nobody gone, one on for Theo Hardy. He's 0 for 4, but has reached on an error, has a sac bunt that advanced some runners, so he's been active in the base paths today. First pitch to him, moves the shoulders but checks the swing on a ball that dives below the knees. Counts 1-0. The corners are pinched in, waiting on the bunt attempt. King on the edge of the grass at third. The 1-0 on a line towards center. Two straight on a line because it goes right to Devin Obie. Didn't even have to move, but that ball hit really hard off the bat of Theo Hardy. Might be the first time we haven't seen him bunt in a situation with no outs and one on.
Number 44, Hunter Hines.
But a nice swing regardless.
Don't think that Scott Pickler necessarily would want to play for one run in this spot, already up 4.
First pitch to Hunter Hines. Falls off the plate for ball 1.
You're looking.
Hines is 1 for 4.
Sorry about that. You're looking for, if you're going to get some runs here, try to put 2, 3, 4 on the board as opposed to trying to sell out for a single run.
The 1-0 swung on and missed. A big swing from Hines evens up the count at 1-1. With one gone, Hines is 1 for 4 today. Couple of strikeouts, a grind out, and a single. Was a liner into right field. The 1-1 falls inside. Hines bounces out of the way, 2-1. Apodaca takes a couple of signs from Coach Pickler. The infield shifted to the pull side. The 2-1 just catches the inside corner of the plate. And that's strike 2. Hines waves the bat, resets. The 2-2 drops just inside on the curveball. A tough take for ball 3. Counts full, 1 out, 1 on. Hines taps the plate. The payoff pushed foul into the backstop, and we'll do it again. Hard checks over on his runner at first, swinging the arm, now set in the glove. Out of the stretch, check swinged, runner goes. The throw is in time. Hines walks, but Apodaca is thrown out, and they say he went around. On the check swing, Hines is called for strike 3. The hit and run gets 2, and that retires the side. Interesting end to the top of the 8th, but we head to the bottom half on the Cape League Broadcast Network.
Leading off the bottom of the 8th for Harwich, the designated
Kennedy
hitter from
Jones
South
leading
Carolina.
off the bottom of the
Number
8th for the
27,
Mariners.
Kennedy
They're down by
Jones.
4, just 6 outs left to work with. Jason Doktorzik back on the bump for his 3rd inning. Kicks and deals. The first pitch drops low, the breaking ball. Can't find the bottom of the zone, that's ball 1. Jones set in the righty box. The 1-0, big cut and miss. Strike 1. 8 hits, 1 error for the Red Sox. 5 hits, 2 errors for the Mariners. The 1-1 pumped foul, and the count runs 1-2. Doktorzik milking the pitch clock as much as he can. Now kicks the 1-2, popped foul over our heads, out of play. We've seen 1 pitch clock violation today already. He has to be aware of that time ticking down, but has been okay since then. We've seen just a handful of pitching violations all season. The 1-2 popped up, skied towards left field, coming under it. Apodaca is there for out number 1.
Left fielder from Arizona State, number
Torzik's
34.
pitch count's a
Kevin
little bit
Karstetter.
higher here than I think you'd like if you're YD. Already at 45 pitches, recording just 6 outs, but ideally, he could go the distance for you in this game and get the final 5 outs.
Fresh count to Kevin Karstetter, who pops it up out of play for strike 1. He's had a good day, 2 for 3, a double and a single, 3 RBIs. He has kept the Mariners in this almost single-handedly. The 0-1 falls off the plate. 1-1. Deep outfield, even infield. Doktorzik into the wind. The 0-1 jammed foul over our heads. Straight into a building. And it's 1-2. Lucky that one didn't hit anybody. Doktorzik fires. Lined into right field. Another base hit for Kevin Karstetter, his third of the day, as he's safe on first.
Yeah, good two-strike hitting approach. Let that ball travel to him and sent it out to the opposite field.
Second baseman.
All you can ask for right now if you're the Mariners are base runners. This is exactly what you want the bottom of your order to do. Get on base, turn things over. Seaver King's been very hot near the top. Get it to him and try to get some runs.
Daniel Rivera in the 9th spot. One gone, one on. Bottom of the 8th. First pitch spiked in the dirt. Stafford chests it down, keeps it in front. And that's ball 1. Sky is beginning to darken. It's 7:20 p.m., about 2.5 hours of game time so far tonight in Harwich. The pitch runs inside, almost hits him. Would have been the third hit batter of the day, but Rivera leans back just enough. 2 balls, no strikes. Righty on righty matchup. Doktorzik from the stretch fires low and away. 3 balls in a row now. 3-0 count for Daniel Rivera. Our ump calls time as Ryan Stafford wants a chat with his pitcher. We have a pitching coach coming out of the YD dugout. We have not seen the ball taken by anyone but Coach Pickler, and it's not Coach Pickler out there right now, so I think this should be a quick meeting to reset Doktorzik. YD wants him to get through these last 2 outs of the inning, and they're going to bring in a closer in the 9th.
Yeah, it looks like they just got someone up and moving as this mound visit began in the YD bullpen, so Doktorzik's going to have to drag this out a little bit longer before they can turn things over to a new arm. The Red Sox, though, hoping he can just start to find the zone again.
(3-0 to Rivera, 1 on, 1 out. Set at the letters, the deep breath. Fires high, almost hits him again, ball 4. And there's 2 on. Flips the order, 5th time through now for the Mariners as Seaver King is back. He's 1 for 4, 3 flyouts and a single. Kicking around the dirt in the righty box, steps out for a practice swing. Another one for good measure, and he's set. On the way, runs in for ball 1. That sinker has been the pitch that has hit a couple of Mariners. The 1-0 pumped foul, could be a play on it. Gleed sprinting over, and I believe he ran out of room. There is not a great view for me, but he is retreating, and the count moves to 1-1. So the play was not made over there. The runners probably could have advanced. At least Karstetter on second could have advanced if that throw or if that catch was made. It was deep enough and far right enough. Would have been a tough throw from Gleed. Probably would have needed a relay, so not a bad choice. 1-1. Doktorzik checking on his runners at second from the stretch. Pumped foul in play up the third baseline. The throw is on time from Max Vieira. Not really sure what just came out of my mouth, but that one was just knobbed off the tip of the bat. It was a slow roller up the third baseline. And Vieira threw out King at first, so that's the second out of the inning, and the runners advanced to second and third.
Goodness, that was a really good throw by Vieira.
Number 23.
Ball that could not have traveled more than 2/3 of the way up the line. Charged in on the grass and narrowly got the speedy Harwich leadoff man for the second out.
Brings up Ethan Anderson, who's 0 for 4 today, batting in the 2-hole. Doktorzik takes a deep breath. First pitch, fastball down the plate, strike one. Anderson taps the plate, resets. 2 in scoring position for the Mariners. Carstetter the lead at third, Rivera on second. 2 gone in the bottom of the 8th inning. Doktorzik throws, low and in. Count evens up, a ball and a strike. Wind starting to pick up a little bit in the outfield, blowing left. Skies have become overcast. The nod, the 1-1. Hit well out towards left field. Coming over, Apodaca in front of the fence makes the grab, and that's the third out of the inning. Looked good off the bat, but couldn't travel out of the park. Doktorzik manages to hang a 0 in the 8th, gets through his 3 innings in relief. We'll see a closer in the 9th. YD heads to the top of the 9th at White House Field. Top of the 9th, last 3 outs for the Red Sox. They lead 7-3 at White House Field. The skies continue to darken, and Max Vieira will lead off the inning. Sean Hard still out there as a first pitch ball comes in at the shoulders. Hard kicks and deal. Vieira moves the shoulders but holds back on strike one. Sean Hard has been out here since there was 1 gone in the 5th. The 1-1 on the way, spiked in the dirt. 2-1. Vieira hitless today. 0 for 3. He's reached once on a walk. Hard delivers. Vieira swings and misses. And it's 2 balls, 2 strikes to the righty at third baseman. The 2-2 holds off. Ball 3 in the dirt, and the count is full. The payoff from Hard, swung on and missed. Dropped strike 3. The tag's put on by Arendt. Vieira went chasing on what would be ball 4 to retire the first out of the inning. Brings up not Dub Gleed, but Xander Darby pinch hitting in Gleed's place. Darby hit a home run yesterday. It was a 2-run bomb, helped secure YD's lead and eventual win.
Your attention, please. Pinch hitting for the Red Sox from UC Santa Barbara. Number 12, Xander Darby.
Paxton Kling on deck. We're in the middle of the YD order. Hard already throws the first pitch to Darby. Above the shoulders for ball 1. As soon as Hard gets the ball back in his glove, he's already heading back to that motion. The 1-0 fastball down the middle of the plate. A ball and a strike. Especially with nobody on board, he's moving as fast as he can. Darby set. The 1-1 runs a little inside. He shakes his head, but it's a called strike 2. Darby, as always, sporting the royal blue accessories representing UCSB, as ball 2 sails above his head. Righty on lefty. The 2-2 comes in at the letters. Ball 3, second full count of the inning. Hard checks his wrist coach. Finally pauses for a second, the first pause of the inning. Shakes the shoulders into the motion. The payoff. Pushed foul into the backstop, and we'll do it again. Devin Obie kicking grass out in center field. It's been a long one, 2:44. The 3-2 pushed foul once again, this time out of play completely. Second foul ball in a row from Darby, fighting it off, running up Hard's pitch count, which is over 80 total pitches. Another payoff on the way, another foul ball. This one hits the light pole and ricochets back towards the field. Doesn't quite get over the fence, but falls towards a crowd of some spectators.
It's been a weird game, hasn't it? A bunch of interesting stuff has happened.
The pitch drops low, ball 4. Xander Darby's patience pays off. It's an 8-pitch walk. And YD has a runner aboard in the 9th for Paxton Kling with 1 out.
Really quality at-bat there as a pinch hitter for Xander Darby. Sometimes the tendency as a pinch hitter can be to come out, be aggressive. As at-bats tend to end somewhat quickly, but lengthy one there, and he wins the battle.
Kling leaned back slightly. First pitch is popped up. Foul behind our heads. 0-1. Kling 0 for 2 with 2 walks. The center fielder, righty, LSU Tiger. Former Pennsylvania State Gatorade Player of the Year. 2022, the 0-1 above the head. It's 1-1. Dax Daith out of Angelo State is warming up in the Harwich bullpen. That's quite the name. I like that.
Recent addition just added to the roster today.
The 1-1 falls away, and Kling is ahead in the count, 2-1. Time is cold as Arendt wants a call and a meeting. Coach comes out of the dugout. Looks like we might see the end of the day. Steve Englert walking up to the mound. The call to the pen has not been made yet, but the pats on the back are coming from the infield. Sean Hard has had a long day out there. Longer than his starting pitcher. And I think they're just giving Daith a little bit more time to warm up, as this meeting has been very much extended.
Scott Pickler is intently watching Daith over on the left side warm up. Trying to get an idea of what might be to come. Still no call to the bullpen.
And there won't be, at least for the time being. We'll see Hard remain through Kling's at bat. That was a very, very long meeting to not see a call to the bullpen.
Maybe some convincing potentially was done by Hard to let Skipper leave him in the game.
Counts 2-1 to Paxton Kling with 1 out. Red Sox lead 7-3. Xander Darby's aboard after the walk. The 2-1 swung on and missed. It bounced in the dirt, but Kling was fooled. Counts 2-2. Hard has gone 4 1/3 innings, 5 strikeouts, 4 walks. He fires, and it's ripped but foul towards the Harwich bullpen. Good contact. Kling a little late, pulled it all the way around, and the count stays the same. Hard now taking his time after working so quickly with the bases empty. Set from the stretch. The 2-2 bounces in the dirt. Runner goes after the ball bounced in front of Arendt. And the throw is not in time. Stolen base for Xander Darby. And the count is full for Paxton Kling. Culpepper close behind Darby. The payoff swung on and missed. Kling goes down. It was a drop third strike. He didn't even realize. Tag was put on, and that's out number 2.
Now we are going to see the call.
It looks like we will see a new pitcher for the Mariners, where we will head to a quick break and be back for the last out of the side. It's Perri Kitei and Luke West Poley on the Cape League Broadcast Network. The 2023 Cape Cod Baseball League All-Star Game presented by Milton CAT will be held at White House Field, home of the Harwich Mariners, on Saturday, July 22nd at 6 p.m. Tickets can be purchased at CapeCodBaseballStore.com. I know I'll be back at White House Field for the All-Star Game on Saturday. Real excited to see that. 5 YD Red Sox will be representing. Dax Daith still taking a couple of warm-up pitches as he tries to hold YD scoreless here in the 9th, give Harwich the best chance at a comeback. YD's really had Harwich's number the last number of games. Daith played a season at Texas Tech after one at Houston, where he redshirted, 2 at Grayson College. So he's been all over the place, now transferring to Angelo State, a Division II school. It'll be his last year of college eligibility.
Second baseman from
And this
Kansas State,
is
number 10,
his
Brady
Cape Cod
Kitei.
League debut. Brady Day reached on an error his first time around. And the first pitch is a fastball at the shoulders for ball 1. Two outs, YD leads 7-3 in the top of the 9th. Daith takes a deep breath, now fires. This fastball finds the zone right in the middle. It's 1-1. Another righty out of the pen, facing the lefty Day. The 1-1 is a called strike, bounces out of the glove of Arendt, but he quickly picks it back up, 1-2. We haven't seen Day swing yet in this plate appearance. Daith at the belt, looking up towards the sky, now checks the runner at second. The pitch falls away on the break. It's 2-2. Darby on second after the stolen base on a ball that bounced away slightly from Arendt. Daith fires, and it's hammered out towards left field. Going back for it is Carstetter. Underneath it, makes the grab, out number 3. 3 outs left to get back at least 4 runs for Harwich. YD leads 7-3. We head to the bottom of the 9th on the Cape League Broadcast Network. Bottom of the 9th, 3 outs left for the Mariners at home, and Jason Doktorzik is back out on the bump. Just 3 outs, and this game will be over. YD trying to use as few guys out of the bullpen as possible with a comfortable 4-run lead. First pitch on the way to Culpepper. A called strike hits that inside corner. Doktorczyk moving fast already. He fires, swung on and missed the breaking ball. No balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, I think if you get the scheduled off day tomorrow, then you probably put somebody else in here for the 9th, and then you'll be back in full force the next day. But having to play because of the rain out, nice to keep Doktorczyk in.
The 0-2 pushed foul behind us, just over the backstop. Count remains the same, no balls, 2 strikes. Culpepper's leading off the inning. 0 for 3 today, but he's reached on an error and a walk. This is his 5th time at the plate. The shortstop out of Kansas State. Another 0-2 on the way, popped up again into foul territory and out of play. Count remains the same. Doktorczyk just putting it over the plate. Trying to get out of this one as quickly as possible. Already about 3 hours of game time today. The kick and deal lined up the third base side, but foul once again. Oh, and 2 to Doktorczyk. He wants a new ball. Culpepper takes a break. 3 foul balls in a row now to keep the at-bat alive. Doktorczyk fires, swung on and missed, strike 3. Jason Doktorczyk, as we predicted, slow start, strong finish so far as he strikes out the first batter he faces in the 9th, bringing up Mason Guerra.
Yeah, just throw strikes if you're Doktorczyk. You know, you're getting hits off of you, oh well, but can't walk batters in this spot. That's a nice strikeout to start him off here in the 9th.
Doktorczyk already above 60 pitches. First pitch to Guerra down the middle of the zone for strike 1.
So we've now seen a pitcher on each side that has really had a marathon effort out of the bullpen. Shone hard through 93 out of the pen for Harwich. Doktorczyk with a pretty long day as well.
The 0-1 swung on and missed. Guerra turns in a whole circle, swinging at that fastball high and inside. Man, what a pitch from Doktorczyk. 0-2, 1 out. Bottom of the 9th. Pitch on the way, swung on and missed. Second strikeout of the inning. Doktorczyk feeling good. YD throwing it around the horn, and Harwich is down to their last out.
Number 24, Devin Obi.
Devin Obi, the last chance for the Mariners at the moment. 0 for 2. The walk and a hit by pitch. Was rung up, however, his last time around. First pitch from Doktorczyk on the way. Flown into center field. 3 Red Sox coming in. Casey Cook makes the grab in right, and that's the game. 7-3, 8 hits, 1 error. 6 hits, 2 errors for the Mariners, and a big win extends the lead in the East for a team that's now won twice in a row. Luke, similarly to yesterday, YD puts up 4 in the 4th, added 2 later on. They managed to string together multiple base hits in an inning, something they had struggled to do for a couple of games there, looking really good heading into the rest of this week.
Yeah, this is another really strong win for this team. They seem to bring some of their best game when they have to play this team from Harwich. It's been really strong from YD all season long against the Mariners. Another good performance today. They took control of this one in the 4th. really felt like they rode this game out. They were in the driver's seat the entire way. Good pitching, good hitting on back-to-back days, and this has been a good start to the week here on Sunday and Monday with a couple of wins as well. You also open up a little bit more of a lead over the rest of the East Division now.
Absolutely, really important win. Also a really good win for momentum, as tomorrow is not a scheduled off day, but a game that has been rescheduled. Home versus Brewster at 4:45, another East Division matchup will be on the call at home. As always, it's been Perri, Kitei, and Luke West Poley from our whole team at the YD Red Sox. Thank you and good night.